Just a quick comment here on shills. It's a term which is thrown around YouTube like crazy, and I've wondered about this. Like, why are so many people obsessed with calling out quote unquote shills? And at first, it's a little fun. It's kind of funny. You investigate people, you vet them, but the idea of the presumption of innocence, which is fair, it's the idea that you're innocent until proven guilty, and that's been inverted. So online, it's you're guilty until you prove yourself innocent. I have people say, "Why should I trust you? I can't see your face. Why can't I trust you? I've never seen your family tree." They want to inspect and find out everything about you, and it's very invasive. They'll question everything. They'll question your gender, your race, your intentions, your family background, and even if you come off as squeaky clean, they'll say, "Oh, he's too clean, too good. This is totally a shill." And I figured it out. Here's what it is. The ones who are trying to divert discussion away from these critical issues have learned that the best way to control people isn't to control the content creators. That's not how they're steering the narrative. It's by controlling the mobs. So they send their shills among the sheep. And they use these individuals among the sheep to call out the content creators and say, "Don't trust this person. Don't trust that person." So they're sowing confusion, they're sowing distrust on purpose. And then it goes deeper. They're observing the people who are observing the content creators, and they're categorizing you. I've been able to determine this with multiple YouTube accounts, noticing certain patterns among certain trolls who comment, and the copy and paste comments, a little variation here and there, but I kind of dug into it on a few of my channels here. And what I've realized here is that they use coercion to steer people's opinions, and so what they'll do is they'll target you. You are a targeted individual if you have commented on a flat earth video. If you didn't attack it, if you actually think it's real, you are targeted. And so they will have your name on a list. It's like according to what your particular opinions are on a certain matter, and they will have trolls target the videos you follow. It's like stalkerish, it really is, and I'm not being paranoid, it's just a tactic. So instead of trying to control the narrative by hiring a bunch of agents or quote shills to produce content, no, they don't even bother with that. They don't care who puts content up. It's all about what you think about it. So what they'll do is they'll spend most of the time policing the people, the viewers, that is. They're policing the viewers. It'd be like having a government agent sitting in your living room while you're watching Netflix, trying to police your thoughts on what you're seeing, listening to what you say, and if you disagree with a certain political opinion inserted into a show, they can flag you. Well, that's what they're doing. So you got to watch your fellow sheep. Don't watch the content creators. I mean, you can, but that's why they use the term shill so much. It's all this finger pointing. It's designed to cause you to not trust anybody, and it's also designed to cause you to presume guilt before innocence, assume everybody's lying, which that's not a really good assumption. That means that they don't want you to even discern for yourself, because then what? You realize it's hopeless. I can't get any truth out of this, so let me go ahead and just defer to the experts. And that's what they want. And if they get you to that point, then they win. So my advice here is simply focus on the evidence, avoid narratives, avoid dogmas, and don't get caught up in the dramas about personalities. That's one of their keys here. Because whether or not the people who are distracting from the debate, degrading the debate, or just encouraging antisocial behavior, whether or not they're being paid to do so is immaterial, because either way they have been programmed to do so. Look at all the television shows and dramas, sitcoms, where it's just watching people passively aggressively, psychologically abuse one another. That's entertainment these days, so it shouldn't surprise you that as a free thinker you become the target of scorn and hatred, oftentimes, sadly. And so they win if the discussion goes from learning about the language of the elite, learning about their secret societies, learning about how they function in government, how they operate behind the scenes. You could spend time learning about this, about human consciousness, about reality, and about why there seems to be a war on man, a war on our capabilities to perceive. Why are they so hell-bent on distorting our perceptions? These are things we should be talking about and figuring out. And what the trolls generally want to do is attack you for not conforming to the mold that the elite have presented you with. So if you're rejecting the consensus trance engineered by a bunch of perverts and pedophiles and slave owners and psychopaths and warmongers and manipulators and deceivers, if you're rejecting what they served you and you're being attacked for it, then the people attacking you for rejecting that pile of dog shit are either A, lapdogs working for the elite, or B, victims of mind control. Either way, they're not worth the attention, but it is worth actually sometimes pointing them out, because then we can illustrate to one another, hey look, this is what a victim of fanaticism looks like. This is what a victim of mind control looks like. So ultimately, my suggestion here is be more tolerant of ambiguity and recognize that you're going to have to accept the legitimacy of your own perceptions above those of any who would tell you what to think. You don't want to be tricked into taking any leaps of faith or following any leaders. You have to follow yourself. You are your own leader, and this means you have to separate the information from the source, which also means that you're capable of going to sources you disagree with for information in order to discern what is good, what isn't, what is useful, and what isn't. And so, in many ways, even the people who have completely different views than you are doing you a service if they're digging up information that helps you put pieces together. And that's really what it means to be open-minded. It means that you're inductive in your logic, in your reasoning. You're starting from what you do know and expanding out, rather than conforming everything out to what you already know. And that's the problem with the people who have accepted what they have been spoon-fed, is that they have accepted authority as truth, as opposed to the truth as the authority. Anyway, thank you for subscribing, and you have a great day.